Hello and welcome to Truck Stop Murder True Crime Podcast. I am Gary Howard. Hopefully everybody's doing well. As for me, well, well. As for me, not so. Sitting here in Logansport, Indiana, waiting to get loaded at Tyson's, which always is a big pain in the ass. But enough about that. If you're a return listener, thank you for coming back. If you're a new listener, let me tell you about what I do. I am a truck driver. I travel all 48. And during the time, I have to stay at truck stops. So I'll be talking about the truck stop, what people think about it, and what people think about it. It's the funniest part about it because some of these truck drivers are so dramatic. But without further ado, let's start. So if you happen to be driving through Logansport and you decide you want to check out a carousel, you could go at Dash County Denzel Carousel. It's a historic carousel it's dated back to 1900s. So the Cass County Denzel Carousel, formerly known as the Spencer Park Denzel Carousel, also known as the Riverside Park Denzel Carousel or Logansport Carousel. It's a historic carousel in Riverside Park of Logansport, Indiana, built by the Denzel Council Company, Carousel Company, probably by the 1900s, so it's pretty old. It's one of the company's oldest surviving menagerie style carousels, which animals likely hand carved by George Denzel himself. It was declared a National Historic Landmark in 1987. Also, this place is not too far from where Delphi girls were murdered. So, if you want to go on my social media pages, I have posted a bunch of pictures of my visit there. I will cover that case in the future, but I want to get more familiar with the case. So, if you're here visiting the carousel and you need to stop it or get some fuel or you're hungry, whatever the circumstance may be, you could come here in McCure Fuel Stop, where I'm currently at right now, waiting for my Tyson load. Like I said, it has a 4.8 star rating with 11 reviews. It's a pretty close spot. It's all the spots are free. Now it's a big parking lot. You could probably make your own parking lot parking spot, but there's not really many parking spots here. I would say maybe 8 or maybe 10. It don't say on Trucker's Path how many, but if the address is in Logansport, Indiana, of course. Let's find the address. It don't have an address. It just says Logansport as an address. It's off of 25. So let's see what's nearby to eat. Now they do have a pizza place inside where you can have pizza. Everything on the reviews, somebody talks about it. But if you wanna, there's bull strippers. Now these are feet. It says 3,444 feet. Yet the Bull Shippers Cafe was probably just like a diner. La Palmilla Latina is 4,584 feet. And I'm saying the numbers because I actually looked at this place. So I was thinking about going Craig's Tavern, Kriegs, and it says 5,247, which is actually almost 1.5 miles away. So basically, the only thing you have here to eat is the stuff that the truck stop has itself and pizza, which is not too bad. So, since there's not many reviews, I'm going to be able to read them all. And the first review, it says it's a 5 star. Since it's a new truck stop, a lot of people are going to love it. But as time progresses, it's probably going to get worse and worse. But who knows? Here in Logansport, Indiana, seems like a country. It might not get too bad. First one is a 5 star review. Like I said, pretty nice, brand new place with a huge parking lot. Inside, you've got all sorts of hot foods, pizzas and sandwiches, etc. Enough donut here is funny. Enough donuts to treat, enough donuts slash treats to choke a wood chipper. Sorry, alcoholics, I didn't see a beer cave. They have a shower which cost $15. I didn't use it, but from previous reviews on other platforms, it doesn't seem like it's clean. Restrooms are fairly clean, which is true. Everything else in the store is pretty cheap overall. As for the beer, Indiana, some places do have beer, but you will not find a beer cave, say at a truck stop or anything, because they only sell warm beer at truck stops or gas stations or anywhere else. So if you want cold beer or where the beer cave is, you have to actually go to a liquor store, which I think is retarded. If you're far away from a liquor store and the game's about to start and you want some cold beer, well, guess what? You're not having it. You're going to have to let that chill. Maybe by the second quarter of the game, you might be able to, or fourth or fifth inning. Here's another 5-star review. Nice, clean, well lit. Not too many spaces. Store looks nice and new. Picnic tables outside of store, not fenced off in a doggy park. Take note. Loves. Not sure about the food or sour situation, but there is not an option on the app to rate that I did not use them. Okay. Another 5-star review. First time here, but they are super cool with makeshift spots. Like I said, as long as we don't block anything. 5 stars for lovely makeshift parking at 9 p.m. on a Thursday with more creativity left. Pizza is 4-star, going down. Pizza is good, better than average as they make it on site. New place, decent sized paved lot. Could be laid out better to maximize parking. 5-star, nice place. 5-star, great spot, fellas and ladies. They must 34 reset. I'm not. They're pretty. I'm not. I was gonna read them all, but they're all pretty much. They're all happy with the place. So, without further ado, let's go to the case. Now, the case I'm about to cover, it's an unsolved case, a missing person that there's really not much information about. I'm going to go over what they do have, and then after that, I'll talk about what's happening in Austin, Texas on August 25th. So let's tell the story. We are talking about the missing case, a 1991 missing case, individual, Wesley Eviston. I said there's really not much. Wesley Eviston was hanging out with some friends at his home on South Road in Noble Township, Indiana, just before he disappeared on August 29, 1991. Eviston, 20, told his friends that he thought he was being set up shortly before leaving. He was not, has not been seen since. Eviston's truck was found, though, on the Huntington Street Bridge in Wabash. The keys were still in ignition, and his wallet and cigarettes were inside. That's the one thing really think that some foul happened because a smoker's not going to leave his cigarettes behind. The only thing missing was his rifle, which he supposedly always took with him. It was reported that it was unusual for Eviston to go anywhere without his cigarettes. Eviston was eventually declared dead. His case remains unsolved to this day. And it's 32 years, yeah, since he went missing. But yeah, if any information, you are asked to contact the Indiana State Police 765-473-6666 or Wabash County Crime Stoppers at 260-563-5821. Now, I've been using Crime Doors a lot, which has all the kinds of information. Usually has a summary, which I just read the summary, has a map, also has articles. Now, on this case, it's usually they have a lot, but this is one of them, the cases that only has one. And like I told you, said on a prior, maybe because he was like a hippie white man, it covers up. He's not a pretty white girl, blonde hair white girl. If he was blonde hair white girl, I bet you they would have been on this. But since he's just a hippie boy, who knows? But yeah, on the newspaper article I did find reads as this: on August 29th, 1991, 20-year-old Wesley Eviston, a 1989 graduate of Southwood High School, went missing. Where he went and what happened to him, both still is mysteries. This was 20 years, but it's not 20, 32 years later. The day Eviston went missing, Wes was home with friends on 500 South in southern Wabash County. According to his mother, Betty Staten, Wes later left the home abruptly, stating he smelled a setup. Despite his mother's pleas to stay home, Wes took off and was never heard from again. Shortly after his disappearance, Eviston's truck was found at the Huntington Street Bridge in Wabash. His keys were still in ignition, his wallet was still in the truck, and most notably, his cigarettes were still in the vehicle. I had a friend that worked at the Crystal Flash gas station who pulled me to the stake. This is a quote from somebody. I'm sorry before I said that. So, Betty, this is Mom. I had a friend that worked at the Crystal Flash gas station who pulled me to the side and said, Betty, something happened to Wes. Staten said, I asked her how she knew that, and she said no smoker leaves behind their cigarettes like that. The only thing missing from the truck was Eviston's rifle he always carried with him. To this day, the rifle remains missing as well. Stain will always say Wes was a good kid. He wasn't perfect by any means, but he really was a good kid. I had warned him to stay away from some of the people he had been around, but he always told me that he would be okay. He wouldn't let anything happen, so you get an idea how what type of person. Staten said that over 20 years, 30 years now, several tips and leads have been trickled in, but no avail. One, this is all from, a lot of this is, when I start speaking, it's probably from his mom. One time a person called and said they knew where he could find the rifle and Wes's bloody clothes, she explained. The sheriff's department went off, took him out, but he couldn't find anything. It was just a person trying to cut some jail time off his term. Although Evanston's disappearance remains a mystery, Stain has her ideas to what may have happened. This is what she said. He had always told me, he had always told me he'd be okay. She said, I was worried about one of the two of the guys that Wes had been working with. Working with, well, what kind of work? He had come home beaten up a couple of times, and he promised me he would be able to take care of himself. This is Corner Staten. Staten said that the disappearance has been hardest on his younger brother, Nick. She would say Nick looked up to him. He was a hard he has a hard time dealing with it at times. The holidays, of course, always especially rough. Staten said he still has the Christmas presents that he had gotten West the year he went missing. A lot of people ask me if finding what happened to Wes will provide some type of closure to her, the situation. She was to say, on a case like there's never closure. We just hope that at some point someone steps forward and lets us know what happened. Someone, somewhere has to know what happened to him. That's all they know. So, like I said, anyone having information regarding was around at the time or know somebody who was, give Wabash County Crime Stoppers a call, 260-563-5821. And like I said, all this information, he is on Charlie Report. Charlie's Project has it Wesley H. Eviston, if you want to look that up. Missing since August 29th, 1991. Missing from Noble Township, Indiana. Endangered, miss, male, white. His date of birth was June 29th, 1971, so he would have been 52 this year. He went missing at age 20. His height, weight was 5'8" to 5'9", 140 pounds, so skinny guy. Caucasian male, brown hair, brown eyes. His nickname was Wes. So NES State Police again, 765-473-6666. Wabash Crime Stoppers again is 260-563-5821. And you could probably go to the Charlie Project if you have any updates. You could look at information, everything, find other missing people. Which brings me to my next set. I've been asking a lot of questions on here. I never get no answers. But if you're listening to this, I was thinking about starting a new channel and just talk about missing, because I would like to do missing and unsolved cases, but I don't know, truck stop murder doesn't seem the right place for it. So if you want to hear more unsolved and missing cases for me on a different channel, just let me know and I will make that happen. So like I said, what is happening in August 25th to the 27th, I believe, in Austin? Well, let me tell you. It's the True Crime Podcast and Paranormal Festival. It's said to be an exciting event fans of these genres, but it's also a unique opportunity to meet your podcast victim. This second year I've been here, is victim advocacy. In fact, the key speaker is going to be Julie Murray. That's the sister of Mar Murray, and a bunch of other stuff. There's like over 50 something podcasts that's going to be there. You got Podcast Row. There's going to be a lot of panels there. Of course, I'll be there. You can come meet me on Podcast Row. Also, on that Saturday, 2:45 on Stitch 2, I'll be doing a live show, which I'll be discussion panel, which I'll be talking about truckers against trafficking and the reality of human slavery today. It still exists. So, August 25th to August 27th, come see me in Austin. with a bunch of other podcasters, true crime people. You will enjoy yourself. So that's my conclusion of the episode. Hope everybody does well. If you know information about this missing individual, please call the numbers that I told you. And if you like this episode, please rate and review, share with your friends. Also, you can join my Facebook group at Truck Stop Murder and True Crime. Twitter, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is Truck Stop Murder and True Crime. Twitter, it is Truck Murder. I got that right. Usually I get them confused backwards. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I'm trying to grow so I can get 1,000 subscribers, so I could go live on my mobile device. My wife did send me options to do that, but I can't figure it out. But yeah, do that. You can email me at truckstopmurder at truckstopmurder@gmail.com. Also, if you want to leave a voicemail, go ahead to the Anchor app, look for Truck Stop Murder. Or when you go to my social medias, I usually do the link to my Anchor app. You can leave a voicemail. Tell me what you feel about this. Follow me, my mush mouth, my babbling, or I just call me an asshole, whatever. Do that. But there you go. And like I always say, you can't fix stupid, but you can sure numb it with a 2x4. I'm out of here.
Huh?